Good night, everyone. Johnson. I thought it's good and God is good all the time. My name is Amateur Spirits of I'm here to give you a little show update news and a word for tonight. Now I talked about this like 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 days ago. Hollywood returned to bargain table. They've been on strike. So they come up with a proposal and they have not agreed on it. So if they don't agree on it, then they're going to continue on striking. So SEG Scream Actor, got American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. And Hollywood studio will return to the bargain table on Tuesday. That was today. The union announced Saturday, to act the union and in more than 150,000 members that have strike for 100 days. So they've been on strike for 100 days, demanding better computation, benefits, protection from intelligence. So SCG give the members company and ultimate either agree to the proposal for a tax on subscribing as well as all others open items, or else the strike will continue. So they don't agree on the proposal to have give them, on their rules and regulation. They will continue on striking until they don't agree on their proposal. So AMPT, you know, um, is committed, to organizing all work that done under our jurisdiction. Nominate the best wages, working condition, health, pension, benefits, preserving and expanding members' work opportunity, enforcing our contract, and protecting members against unauthorized use of their work. So they also entertainment industry official and collective bargain representative. 58 injuries, while connected bargain. So they still gonna have to be at the table and keep on bargaining, until they come up with the agreement. Or if not, they're gonna constantly keep on striking. So we see they have not come up with agreement to meet the actress need. So now the bargain is at the table again. So now the strike will continue. So many shows, worth $1 billion. So they're able to pay them. They're able to pay them. You can't be greedy. That's why God bless people to be a blessing. You can't be greedy. You get $1 billion for a show a year. You can't be greedy and be selfish, and not try to pay people what they deserve. You know, you have to pay people what they deserve. You have to pay them. They're putting in hard work, and then to help you get that $1 billion. So pay them what they worth. Pay them what they're worth. Now pay all actors what they earn and what they're worth, or the strike will continue on striking. So that's on the Hollywood still striking on trying to get benefits and trying to get everything, you know, that they deserve what they're supposed to have. You know, a raise first of all. Because they're making too much money not to pay them what they're worth. I have another update. I talk about this morning. Supreme Court won't restore Louisiana Congress map of redraw. So the map had been approved, by the Louisiana Republicans, but being blocked by federal district. Judge's ruling was sided with a group of black voters, racial justice organization. So a group of this organization, they had claimed that the design had violated the Voting Rights Act. So then Supreme Court denied the request to restore or redraw the Louisiana Congress map. The process was likely to add a second majority black district. So the map for Louisiana are being penned at this time. So we don't want to restart or redraw a map, that we don't want the process to start over. So when our map had been approved already, so we don't want to redraw a map that's that's been approved already, and we don't want to restart it and have the process start all over again. So I have requests that we redraw another design and make sure it does not violate the Voting Rights Act. So a design in which was denied in block. So we will not start the process over, but redraw another design for Louisiana map. So the map was already approved, by the Louisiana Republic. And the design was the one that was blocked and denied. So that's what we are trying to fix at this moment. So we're trying to fix the design of the map and make sure it don't violate, Voting Rights Act. So that's all the news, update news. I do have a word for you. We still talking about Peter. We're gonna talk about Peter until his last days. So Jesus had raised him, and revealed himself to Peter. Remember Peter put out this morning, he denied him 3 times. So this was gonna come from on Luke 24 verse 1. So on the first day of the week, very early in the morning, the women had took the spices and they had prepared and went to the tomb. You remember one of the Mary before his crucifixion, she came there and put perfume all on his feet, and then she wiped it with her hair. They had the ladies loved it, Jesus. So the lady was the first one at the tomb. So now Jesus had said that he was raising on the third day, and Jesus is dead, and his followers assumed that he remained dead. So that means they didn't believe him. Now he said he was going to die and raise back on the third day. But now followers believe that he's dead, that he's going to stay dead. So I mean that they didn't believe he was going to rise back up on the third day. So the women come to the tomb because that is where the body of Jesus, was placed after his crucifixion. So they had bring the spices along to anoint the body of Jesus, to show proper respect for the dead. So the tomb was rolled back, but nobody was there. Two men arrived. Two men arrived. Two men arrived and told them that Jesus must be crucified, and on the third day, he'd be raising again, and then they remember his words. See, it's like they forgotten what Jesus had told them. And there was two angels. Two angels said, "What you looking for? You looking for someone that is alive?" They said, "No, Master was dead." But they must have forgot that Jesus said he was going to die, but rose back up on the third day. And so when the angels told them that, then they remember the words that Jesus had said. So when they came back, from the tomb, they told all these things to 11 of the disciples, and to the others. Because Judas killed himself. It was 12. Judas killed himself. He betrayed Jesus. So the two angels, as two men in clothes that gleam like a lightning, asked the women why, they was looking. Why are you looking for a tomb for someone who was alive? So the women either had forgotten or did not realize the meaning of Jesus' promise to raise again. They didn't believe. So Jesus is not among the dead. He is alive. So it was Mary. It was Mary Jonah and Mary, the mother of James, and the other with them who told this to the apostle. So all the women had the same testimony. The number with the women, Mr. Mary was up there. They all had the same testimony about Jesus being alive. So Mary's testimony, agreed with testimony of the women who went to prepare the body of Jesus. See, they went there to, they had the perfume, all the spices, they went there to anoint Jesus' body. Because remember, one of the Mary already anointed his feet and wiped it with her hair. So that might be the same one that had the spices to do the same thing. But they did not believe the women, because their words seemed to them like nonsense. They forgot what Jesus had told them. So the ladies told the apostle, the rest of the apostles, but they did not believe the ladies. So their words seemed like a tale, a fairy tale. And they did not believe them. A fairy tale story. It's a fairy tale story, and they didn't believe. They all of them have forgotten. They had forgotten what Jesus had said. That he will raise on the third day, and now no one believed, believed the women. But Peter, who denied Jesus, however, had got up and he ran to the tomb. Now Peter was the one denied him 3 times. you know. But he got up, he ran to the tomb. He wanted to see for himself. It's like he didn't believe the lady he wanted to see for himself. Because he feel guilty, for denying Jesus 3 times. So he bent over and he saw the scripts of the linen lying by themselves, and he went away wondering to himself what had happened. You know, he feel bad, because he know Jesus died with him, denying him 3 times. So now he at the tomb. Now he see the clothes. But he like, what is Jesus? He like, this is happening. He said, how did this happen? He wondering. No, he thought sure he was gonna see him so he can apologize to him. But it's like, he like, what had happened? What had happened? He don't even understand what had happened. So the body was not there, and Peter had to see for himself because he was guilty. The clothes had remained, but Peter could not tell what to make of it. Now, he could not account for the removal of the body, but either by the friends or the enemy, but his body is gone, but his clothes was left behind. So that's a little short story of Peter. We're going to keep on talking about Peter. Now he denied Jesus 3 times, but now he don't see Jesus' body. He already guilty. He feel hurt. It's like he wants to see Jesus so so Jesus can forgive him, so he can make up, for what he done said. So he's furious, like, what had happened? I see his clothes, but I don't see Jesus, And so after when, I'm gonna put out tomorrow, the package of Peter, he finally gonna see Jesus. If they're gonna talk it out, if he gonna have Jesus to forgive him, because after the forgiveness, Peter gonna he gonna be transformed. He gonna be the rock. He gonna be Jesus' rock. He went through this rough time, denying Jesus 3 times. Went through that rough time. He made history with that. But he gonna be the rock afterwards. He gonna make up so much time from doing what he had did. And he loved Jesus so much, but he gets there and denied Jesus. So we did talk about the update on the news. I talked about this morning about the Coast Supreme and this Louisiana. That we don't want to restart. Because you're gonna restart to restart the whole process, and if they don't follow through, then you have to go through next year. So we don't want to take a chance to restart. We don't want to redraw the map either, because the map has been approved. All the federal had blocked the design of the map. So that's the only thing we need to do to redraw the design and make sure it passed. Make sure it's passed. Make sure it be approved. Be approved. So right now it's pending right now, and I have requested the redraw a design, and we have to make sure it don't violate any voting rights act. That it will follow through. So we also talk about Hollywood. Hollywood are still they're still protesting. They're still on strike. Because they come up with a proposal and and other people that still not agreeing on their proposal. And you have to pay these actors. You know, because you have to pay them what they're worth. You go forced to pay them. They need benefits and everything else. Because they come to work and help you don't get rich. So you have to pay them. They have to have benefits and everything else. So please pay these actors what they work and what they earn. So and we just talk about Peter. We going down the line with Peter life. And see, after he have the encounter with Jesus, you know, then he gonna be the rock. He gonna be the rock of the leader of these churches, and God want him to be like Jesus. And so that little experience he had with denying Jesus was a lesson. And he gonna be a good leader in these churches, just like Jesus was. Cause God gonna transform him to be just like Jesus. And he gonna take so much leg. He gonna his leg not gonna be perfect. Being a Christian it's not easy at all. So he gonna be a rock of the church, and he gonna carry that cross too. He gonna take every lick that comes to him because of Jesus. He gonna make up a whole lot of time from denying Jesus. And gonna turn out to be a good person, gonna be a rock after Jesus is gone. So that's all the word and the news I have for you tonight. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all on the next video.